Kindly watch the video linked in the comments first. It is shared solely for your inner growth. It contains essential guidelines on how to maximize the benefits of the content. Skipping it may waste your time and dilute the true purpose of what follows. Please watch the videos in the recommended sequence only, as watching them out of order may lead to confusion.
You know, I've been thinking about what you said about oneness in dreams. It's so true. Every bird, breeze, and coconut tree in my dream, it was all me. I was the hero, the villain, the entire set, and even every dialogue too. There was absolutely no separation, just one cosmic solo performance.
Because illusion wears the mask of necessity. To keep the body alive, it must convince you that you are separate, vulnerable, and in need of protection. Everything you perceive in this world is subtle. There is never a gross, tangible experience, just like in a dream. In dreams, you might lift heavy rocks, and your mind simulates the strain, as if your muscles were actually working, even though your body lies still.
Seems okay to accept.
This illusion of me versus the world activates your survival instincts to fight, flee, gather, hoard, survive. Here kicks in the dance of life and death. Without it, the body would have no momentum, and mind, no theater in which to perform. The heaviness you feel isn't real, it's only the burden of believing in what was never true. The illusion acts like a firewall. Otherwise, your ego would vanish faster than free food at a wedding.
Haha, true. Okay, can you unpack that further?
Imagine this, anything that arises from nothingness must have a boundary. And with that boundary comes the need for protective intelligence. A fundamental awareness that signals the beginning of aliveness. Whether in the living or the so-called non-living, from subatomic particles to spiraling galaxies, from single-celled organisms to complex human beings, this intelligence is everywhere. Anything that responds to a stimulus, anything that resists dissolution, that insists on existing, is, in a very real sense, alive. And from there begins the eternal dance of life and death. The game is simple: seek energy, avoid its loss. This constant tension, this push and pull, drives change. And change gives birth to the illusion of time. Thus, time becomes the primary dimension through which the illusion of space unfolds in any direction.
So wait, even time is an illusion? No wonder I'm always late.
Yes, and we'll dive into time next time. Let's close the chapter of survival once for all.
Finally! This chapter feels like a never-ending maze. But go on.
Survival expresses itself in three fundamental ways: the desire to be deathless, the desire to reproduce, and the desire to evolve.
Sounds like biology class. But I sense you are pointing to something deeper.
Always. These aren't just instincts, they're echoes of a cosmic pattern. Even stars resist death, exploding only to seed new worlds. Even viruses replicate with tireless precision. Even silence, when stretched long enough, gives birth to sound.
So survival isn't just about clinging to life. It's a change, wearing the mask of continuity?
Exactly. Survival isn't a war against death, it's a dance with impermanence. And evolution is the quiet, graceful partner who keeps shifting the rhythm, teaching you new steps. The moment you stop clinging to survival is the moment you begin to truly live. For what dies is the fear of death, and what's born is aliveness without fear.
Seems okay to accept.
The matter you perceive as solid and hard, at its core, it's nothing but a storm of vibrations, subatomic particles oscillating at mind-bending speeds. But here's the twist: your brain doesn't show you this. Why? Because survival comes first.
Okay. Quite understandable, please continue.
Perceiving that constant, chaotic dance would be overwhelming, a full-blown sensory overload. The sensory organs, acting like a wise gatekeeper, filters it all out. It shows only what's essential for staying alive: stability, solidity, predictability. Truth trimmed down for the sake of sanity.
Okay, insanity of illusions for the sake of sanity. Wow! I like that. Sounds like the existence is running a cosmic joke, just to keep us from losing our minds.
Now, look at the stars, the planets. They're spherical, gliding in spirals or elliptical orbits. Why spirals?
Why?
An upward spiral is evolution. A downward one, decay. Everything moves to this rhythm, even your mood swings. And the essence of this grand game: to evolve toward greater efficiency by letting go of resistance. Repetition isn't failure, it's rehearsal for better survival. Whatever you repeat, you refine, whether it's a virtue or a vice.
So the universe is basically on a giant treadmill, forever moving up or down. Endless spirals going nowhere. That's hilariously absurd. Creation really does have a twisted sense of humor. Everything, for nothing, just one big cosmic entertainment show. And all the spiraling just to avoid resistance? Looks like laziness isn't just a human trait, it's built into the fabric of existence.
On a closing note, a paradox of truth. Yet, the one watching all of these changes never changes.
Thank you, Master. I came seeking answers and left tangled in spirals. Caught in a web of paradoxes, yet somehow, it all makes sense, even though it sounds utterly senseless.